Welcome to Living Your Values. I'm Rebecca Armstrong. This is Session 5. It's a relatively new phenomenon that the subject of feelings, the affective domain, is being taken seriously by corporate America. This is simply a cultural handicap left over from the domination of the Enlightenment period, when the thinking function was enthroned as the most important skill of human beings, and the emotions were demoted as being unruly, unpredictable, potentially destructive, and, oh yes, much too feminine. The emphasis on controlling and in most cases denying the emotions became the mode of the day, and our capacity to feel with intelligence slowly atrophied. Most of the research on what drives our actual ethical choices suggests that no matter what we may think, we make moral decisions based on gut feelings, and there seems to be a fairly wide gap between what we think and what we actually do. We must learn to reconnect the missing links between the heart and the brain that promote the right amounts of compassion and self-esteem that keep us from sliding into our delusional agendas. One of the most difficult emotions we may discover as we move towards this is that of guilt, when we begin to accept how much of our own energy is taken up with the falsification of the stories we tell ourselves. Self-compassion is vitally necessary to get us past this disappointment in ourselves when we see how we've been complicit in the bad behavior of our corporations and cultures. Well, everyone was doing it and it was expedient, and we sensed the cost of becoming conscious was too great. When we start looking at the expressed visions and values of the corporations we work for and acknowledge how things really operate at work, we cannot help but feel cynicism. But this is the humanizing moment. We can begin to see where our personal values may lift up the organizational values, how even the smallest action can break through the concretized structures of entropy, and how even our small actions can turn the wheel of the greatest ship around to a new course. Then we'll be heading in a direction that makes us feel invigorated, in a cause that matters, where the journey itself is as important as the attainment of the goal, for it is in the journey that we find our morals, and where we learn to walk our talk and find out who we really are at work and in our lives in this world.